Graduation is first of all an opportunity for the university to congratulate our students on your achievements. We join your friends and families in their pride and pleasure. For you, graduation is a major milestone in your life. You will look back on your student years as a very special time in which you developed new ways of thinking and in which you made new friendships, which in many cases will be lifelong friendships. But learning should not end with graduation, and I very much hope that the pleasure and challenges of being a student at the University of Sussex have given you an appetite for lifelong learning. Also, I hope your contact with the university does not end with graduation. The University of Sussex is a very special institution, and we aim to produce very special graduates. Please keep in touch with us and regard yourselves as permanent members of the university community. I'd like to join you in thanking the family and friends who have supported you personally and practically during your student years. You owe a great deal to them, and the university is very grateful to them too. I hope that this video will help contribute to your happy memories of the University of Sussex. Congratulations on your achievements.
welcome to this glorious dome. I declare this congregation of the University of Sussex open. And in so doing, I would like to congratulate, first of all, those who are to be honoured today, to wish them well, and to say that we are overjoyed to be back in this lovely theatre. The Vice-Chancellor will have much more to say about it than I. But although it's here, it has a sort of theatricality about it now. And although we have Elgar and we have these fancy gowns by Basil Spence and so on, this is not an over-dignified occasion. In other words, when your relatives and friends and pals come up to receive their degree, why don't you, well, at least clap them? I mean, you can shout if you'd like to, whistle, no obscenities, no blasphemy, but everything else is totally welcome. And we would love to feel that you'd enjoyed your afternoon. It is a special occasion. It is an occasion of celebration, an occasion of joy, and we all hope you will have a joyful afternoon. So I will say no more, but to ask, if I may, the Vice-Chancellor to address the congregation.
Lord and Chancellor, Mr. Deputy Mayor, graduates of the University of Sussex, colleagues and friends. I start by welcoming you to the Brighton Dome. In recent years, the university has held our graduation ceremonies at the Brighton Centre, but the Dome has now reopened. It reopened in March, following a £22 million rebuilding programme, and we're delighted to be back here. This building was originally the riding stables for the Prince Regent when he resided in the pavilion. And it was first converted into a concert hall in 1866, and then restored in 1935 with a striking Art Deco interior. It has seen many famous faces, more important, heard famous voices and famous music, from Fritz Kreisler to Paul Robeson to the Rolling Stones, and even to ABBA, who won the Eurovision Song Contest here long enough ago for some of us to remember. The first decision to be made in restoring the concert hall was what version to restore. And what you see around you is a magnificent restoration of the 1930s Art Deco interior, but with banks of 21st century technology hidden behind the scenes, and with an equally faithful and impressive restoration of Regency architecture in the exterior of the building. And this is not just a matter of a single building. The Dome is the cornerstone of a wider project aimed at creating a new cultural quarter at the heart of this city. Brighton has a powerful vision of the meaning of urban regeneration in the 21st century. It's not just a matter of housing and shopping centres and car parks and offices. Music and art and theatre and the pleasures of being young are what bring real vitality to urban spaces. So on a day of celebration, Mr. Deputy Mayor, our first congratulations are to the City of Brighton and Hove, to its council, its community, and to the various bodies who've together brought this magnificent civic project to a stunningly successful conclusion. The University of Sussex was founded in 1961 following a concerted civic campaign in Brighton and in Sussex, and with strong support from the local community. It too quickly became astonishingly successful in its own terms, achieving the heights of fashion and the highest academic standards. In recent years, we've become more conscious of the importance of links between the university and our local communities. We're conscious of our role in Brighton and in Sussex as one of the largest local employers, as the source of a flow of bright and dynamic graduates into the local economy. That does mean you. and as a significant pillar of the cultural life of the area. And that same process has happened at national level, with the whole higher education system becoming conscious that great things are expected of us by our political masters and by society at large, because of a heightened awareness of what higher education brings to society. We're expected to undertake first-class research, to build strong links with local, national, and international businesses, to be pillars of our communities, and above all, to educate to a high level an increasing proportion of the young people in our society. The first thing to say about these demands is that higher education in the United Kingdom does an extraordinarily good job. In international comparisons of research performance, we punch way above our weight. By international standards, a high proportion of young people in this country enter higher education, and by international standards, a very high proportion of them successfully complete their degree programs. Of course, we're not adequately funded, and on another occasion, I might argue the need for more funding, and I might argue that some of that funding ought to come from the taxpayer, but some of it has to come from the individual beneficiaries of education. But today, let's not whinge about underfunding, and let's not argue about where additional funding might come from. Let's celebrate how extraordinarily well the country's higher education system performs in spite of the financial constraints it faces. The present government would like to see 50% of young people benefit from higher education. At the present time, the figure for England is just under 40%. So we're looking at a pretty dramatic expansion being sought over the next 8 years or so. Some people bemoan the expansion of higher education. They have bemoaned it since the higher education system of this country started its first big round of expansion in the late 1950s. And the bemoaners assume that expansion implies declining standards. This seems to me an extraordinary misperception. Of course, a system that provides higher education to 50% of the population must do things differently from a system that 40 years ago provided higher education to an elite of 7 or 8% of young people. Is it good to have 50% of young people continuing in education beyond school and college level? Of course it is. Should they all be doing the same kinds of things? Should they all be doing the same things that were done 50 years ago? Of course not. Their needs and their ambitions are much more diverse. If more and more young people are participating in higher education, bringing with them a range of skills in information technology, in media awareness, and a cultural sophistication to which my generation were wholly blind, is this a decline in educational standards? Of course not. It's an extraordinary advance in educational standards of which this country should be proud. If widening participation implied declining standards, we'd see the impact in the form of a decline in the market value of a degree. That has not happened. In spite of the increased numbers of university graduates, the premium which graduates command in the job market has not declined. The rising supply of graduates has barely kept pace with the increased demand from graduates of the knowledge-based economy. But at a troubled time in global affairs, with the horrors of September the 11th still fresh in our memories, and the painful conflict in Israel and Palestine seeming to be never-ending, and HIV/AIDS wreaking havoc in many countries, particularly in Africa, let us remind ourselves that education is not just about economic advantage for individuals. We should value education, higher education especially, because of the potential that education has to contribute to the advancement of scientific knowledge, to understanding, and to mutual tolerance, and thereby to improve fundamentally the human condition. In particular, this university has long had a strong commitment to internationalism and multiculturalism. We celebrate the fact that Thabo Mbeki and his fellow South African students studied at Sussex in the 1960s and went on to dismantle apartheid in South Africa and build a new society. We celebrate the work that the university has been doing more recently in contributing to the economic and political transformation of Central and Eastern Europe. The university's long tradition in development studies and in European studies, and the international links built up in every area of our academic activity, are testimony to the importance of our international reputation and role. The students and staff who come to Sussex from all over the world and from the different communities of this country make this a university that we can all be proud of. The university is a living testimony to the fact that people of different national origins and from different cultural traditions can work together, live together, love each other, and from the richness of that diversity, create new ideas and opportunities and identities that would not arise in a more homogeneous environment. We should not just defend our diversity, we should revel in it. In a changing environment, the university, of course, is changing. We are in the process of creating a new medical school in partnership with the University of Brighton and the National Health Service. This new venture will strengthen our links with the local community, build upon our research strengths, and above all, extend the range of our teaching into a major new field. We have important relationships with partner colleges across the southeast of England, and we're seeking to develop these relationships in exciting new directions. It's a great pleasure here to welcome Dr. Val Hammond, the Chief Executive of Roffey Park Management Institute, one of these partner colleges, some of whose students are graduating here today. We're making very significant changes in the curriculum, and we're changing the structure of our school system. These new structures retain the university's long-standing commitment to interdisciplinarity, the belief that new ideas and academic innovation and intellectual stimulation are more likely to be found in the borders and links between conventional academic subjects as in the subjects themselves. The new curriculum and the new schools will open up new possibilities for teachers and students, and I'm very optimistic that it will make the university even more attractive than it is now. This is a time of far-reaching change. Of course, far-reaching changes bring their stresses, and I am impressed by the way that the faculty and staff of the university have responded to the pressures of change. When you, our graduates, look back at your time at Sussex, I hope you all have strong memories of some special teacher who really made a difference to you at a crucial point in your studies, or a special member of staff who supported you just when you needed that crucial piece of advice or encouragement. And remember, they were not just relating to you and to your fellow students, they were at the same time juggling the conflicting pressures of research demands, of excessive bureaucracy, and of an institution seeking to reshape itself on a demanding timetable. Today, as we celebrate your achievements as graduates, we simultaneously celebrate the achievements of the teaching faculty and the support staff of the university. I mentioned earlier the financial constraints on universities, but we're all aware that these constraints are paralleled by difficulties in student finance. Last September, just down the road, the Prime Minister spoke at his party conference of the need to review the new system of student funding, which was introduced in 1998, in which the headline change was the introduction of means-tested tuition fees, but the bigger real change was the complete replacement of student grants by loans. These changes have made students even more dependent than in the past on the financial support of their families. And support is not just financial support. I hope, turning to the families and friends here, that just as you admire the students who are graduating today, I hope that in turn they are appreciative of all that you have done for them in supporting their morale and their self-confidence, as well as supporting them financially. The university is deeply appreciative of all that you have done to support our students. And I trust that they are even more appreciative of what you've done for them, and might just take a moment now to show that appreciation of all of the support that they've had from you. But the main congratulations of the day, of course, are for our graduates. So as the first of them begin to line up in the dim recesses at the back of the auditorium there for the main business of the day, let's celebrate their achievements. Every degree today is a story of personal success, in many cases in the face of challenging personal circumstances. You did well to get to the University of Sussex. You did well to complete your degrees with success, and now we are all confident you will do well in the next stages of your careers. The University of Sussex, throughout its 41 years, has sought to produce graduates who are distinctive, who question rather than accept easy answers, who respect good argument rather than established authority, and who look for new ways to do things. I hope you are going to continue that noble and iconoclastic tradition. And as you do so, I hope you will remember the university and keep in touch with us, particularly with those who have taught you. These are challenging times for all of us. The Chancellor of the Exchequer announced earlier this week a substantial increase and a welcome increase in government funding for the whole education system. But clearly, the government expects much in exchange. As a society, we face the challenges of technological change, of global competition, of social diversity. So as you, as individuals, go out to face these challenges, the challenges of your future careers, remember the University of Sussex and support its values. The university wishes you all the best of fortune, professional success, and personal fulfillment. Good luck. Call upon the Dean of the School of Social Sciences.
My Lord and Chancellor, I will now present to you graduands for the degree of Bachelor of Arts in the School of Social Sciences. Ruth Frances Adams. Joel Samuel Edelman. Nicholas Symington Alexander. Alec Nathan Anthony. Sarah Ashraf. Reuben Ashwell. Luke Bernard Atkinson. Mark Barron. Norman Charles Barron. Susanna Bays. Faith Bailey. Matthew Bazagan. Joseph Frank Roderick Beale. Stephen Francis Birchnell. Anna Magdalena Kajna. Thomas Barnett Nathaniel Camber. Joanna Lisa Cardy. Stephen Richard Chamberlain. Sophia Christina Ciampa. Pamela Louise Clough. Melanie Constanti. Sarita Rosemary Cook. Sam Ben Cooper. Tula Dawn Court. Megan Claire Cross. Emily Henrietta Dallas. Kerry Edward Davis. Casey John Davison O'Brien. Catherine Juliet Deas. Angeline Maria Devine. Axel Bernard Christian de Walling. Annabelle Leoniek Doost. Elizabeth Jane Dulin. Helen Jane Dumbrell. Michael Durrant. Deborah Claire Ellert. Gabby Ellert. Davey. Hayley Elson. Gregory Isua Ero. Matthew Felton Dimmack. Gemma Flitton. Sarah Flynn. Paul Edwin France. Julie Gagala. Eureka Louisa Garthis Lee. Catherine Anthea Garrett. Lucy Caroline Geldard. Rebecca Jean Gillespie. And the next graduand has also been awarded the Philosophy Subject Group Prize for Best Final Year Examination Candidate. Lisa Claire Ginsberg. Timothy James Gold. Marianne Greenhoff. Cassia Hack. Charlotte Lucy Hanson. Catherine Hannah Harley. Bryony Elizabeth Hatchard. Claire Jane Hatcher. Iman Heflin. Joe Hines. Ray Holmes. Sarah Elizabeth Howard. Jessica May Elizabeth Howe. Timothy John Howells. Stephanie Christina Huber. Joseph Peter Huckle. James Richard John Hughes. Alice Sarah Hunker. Sean Christopher Ingram. Richard Andrew Innes. Abduli Abra Jene. Naomi Ruth Jenkins. Ella Louise Jones. Beth Louise Keeble. Catherine Mary Kelleher. Christopher Killick. Olubukola Atinuki Kufili. Victoria Louise Kerr. Zoe Sarah Legrand. Sophie Leonard. Caitlin Angarad Lewis. Marina Litvak. Philip John Lloyd. Nina Catherine Lockwood. Javier Lopez Gonzalez. Harriet Beatrix Luet Johan. Simon Linsgo. Lindsay Elizabeth McPherson. Miriam Mainwood. David George Mann. Nicholas Stewart Morn. And the next graduand has also been awarded the Geography Subject Group Prize for the Best Undergraduate Project. Esme Joy McAvoy. Corinna Aldina Villari McFarlane. Natalie Jane Moncaster. And the next graduand has also been awarded the Dean's Prize for the Best Overall Performance in Finals in the School of Social Sciences, Aymeric Adam Monogayro. Anita Mordecai. Doliana Mordecai. Polly Alice Mortimer. Saba Muzaka. Andrew James Neal. Ian Stephen O'Donoghue. Suzanne Marie O'Leary. Temitope Abdul Ganiyu Olagbaye. Mario Ignacio Otero Arevalo. Thomas James Palmer. Mariana Panizza. Claire Jane Parker. Susanna Rosalind Pierce. Nathan Andrew Pierce. Gavin John Pike. Sarah Jane Plowman. Liat Yale Rax. Malini Rayo. Faye Dawn Ratley. Fiona Raz. Leonie Elizabeth Riches. Elizabeth Alexandra Ricks. Lauren Margaret Roberts. Anthony Alexander Robinson. Jean-Marie Rutter. Nicholas David Schlagman. Brian Scott. Simon Robbins Scott. Somali Naranjan Shah. Alexandra Claire Sharp. Fiona Ann Sibery. John David Joseph Sigler. Rebecca Morrison Skelton. Toby Augustus Slade Baker. Leanne Charlotte Stoyer. Aaron Robert Kane Stone. Anna Teruel. Annabelle Claudia Tibber. Catherine Sarah Tyndale. Kit Christian Tomlinson. Lucy Ann Townsend. Marinos Sokas. Solomon Suvani. William Rupert Henry Olstein. Lucy Helen Urquhart. Tanya Uzieto. Gemma Vaughan. Sally Wade. Tom Edwin Wakeford. Anna Marie Wakeling. Gary Stewart Walker. Tansy May Walker. Naomi Sarah Watts. Marta Wesolowska. Alison June Westwood. Daniel William James Wheeler. Gregory Williams. Robert John Noel Willis. Emily Linda Wisby. Helen Jane Wolfe. Catherine Helen Wood. Stephen David Relton. My Lord and Chancellor, I ask you to confer the degree of Bachelor of Arts on the graduands presented to you and on those other graduands of the School of Social Sciences who have indicated their wish to graduate in absentia at this ceremony.
Thank you. I confer degrees on all those graduates referred to by the Dean. Thank you.
I'm very pleased to present to you now my colleague, Dr. awarded one of this year's Alumni Society Awards for excellence in teaching. Helga is very much a product of the School of Social Sciences here at Sussex. She studied social psychology here as an undergraduate, went on to take her doctorate before joining the social psychology faculty. She's a marvellous teacher. She strives to put across material in a clear and engaging way. She cares about her students. In her submission for this award, she highlighted some of the courses she has designed and taught recently. One of these is statistics, which is a real challenge for tutors in psychology because it is the subject that psychology students love to hate. We asked some of our current students for their views on Helga's teaching, and I'll read one which gives the flavour of what students said. Helga is a hero, in my opinion. Not only has she taught statistics in an understandable and logical way, she made it interesting. Helga is also the most approachable and friendly of lecturers and takes the time to listen to her students. As I said, this captures well what many students said about her. The award is a certificate and £1,000, and it will be presented by Professor John Spears, who is chair of the Alumni Society. The Society now has 50,000 former students based around the world, and you all become life members as you leave today. The Society provides a range of useful services that will be available to you, including the twice-yearly alumni magazine Falmer, which you will have found on your seats. My Lord and Chancellor, I present to you Dr. Helga Dittmar for the University of Sussex Alumni Teaching Award.
I call upon the Dean of the School of Cognitive and Computing Sciences.
My Lord and Chancellor, I will now present to you the graduands for the degree of Bachelor of Arts in the School of Cognitive and Computing Sciences. Lindsay Sarah Akehurst. David Al-Kanani. Jamila Ali. Gemma Louise Armstrong. Caroline Louise Auric. Laura Backhouse. Helen Jane Ball. Kate Barker. Natalie Ann Barnett. Jasmine Louise Barrett. Stephen James Church. Tamsin Emily Cowling. Samuel Patrick Robert Dixon. Ruth Patricia Eagle. Amy Claire Eastwood. Josephine Rowan Ellis. Maria Yoyadi. Annabel Hall. Gemma Frances Hamilton. And awarded a runner-up prize for his research project in artificial intelligence, Timothy James Hannigan. Philip David Harvey. Nicholas Hode. Amy Warner Jenkins. Anita Kala. D. Kendall. Joanna Caroline Emma King. Ellen King, I beg your pardon. Lucy Jane Kitcher. Samantha Louise Lewis. Victoria Jane Maguire. Francesca Romana Mastroianni. Tim McNaughton. Frances Mary Meaton. Laura Michelle Murray. Dylan Keith Kane Nagel. Jennifer Alice O'Reilly. Emma Rachel Park. Zelia Jane Parsons. Melanie Pittman. Hannah Elizabeth Pollard. And awarded a runner-up prize for his research project in artificial intelligence, Mark Thomas Benjamin Priestley. Hannah Elizabeth Reed. Rebecca Lee Robinson. Rebecca Rose. Jenny Rebecca Russell. Jeffrey Thomas Scott. Kamar Abbas Shah. Kimberly Alexandra Sibbald. Elisabeth Steinweiss. Stephen Terry. Andrew Philip Tudor. Jonathan Wyatt. Sergio Zappullo. My Lord and Chancellor, I will now present to you the graduands for the degree of Bachelor of Science in the School of Cognitive and Computer Sciences. Ian Barber. Don Samuel Benjamin. David Edward Bond. Aaron Dario Brigatti. Kieran Brigden. Ratcliffe Cassell. Jonathan Andrew Chambers. Andrea Cheryl Charles. Dylan Crisp. Paul Dwyer. And awarded the prize for the best research project in artificial intelligence, David Mark Ellis. Rui Fang. Gavin Lee Foster. Jonathan Stewart Freestone. Simon Lior Gera. Ganesh Gnanasampantan. Mark Graves. Andrew Gretton. David Hadley. Francis John Hart. Martin Kenneth Hickman. Jennifer Helen Howard. Richard Howard. And awarded a runner-up prize for his research project in artificial intelligence, David Huddy. Rafi Benjamin Jacobs. Alexander Charles Joseph Kent. Oh, you're welcome. Keir Adam Kirby. Alexander Andrew Ciprianu. And awarded the prize for the best research project in computer science, Stephen Murugapa Nakin. Michael Pollard. Shane Prince. Sky Ramsey. And awarded a runner-up prize for his project in computer science, Andy Rutherford. Anjum Sayani. Oliver Rory Smith. And awarded a runner-up prize for his computer science project, Sampsa Mikhail Soyaka. Jake William Stedman. Malcolm Tam. Emily Jane Toop. Laura Ann Varney. Neil Trevor Whitten. My Lord and Chancellor, I ask you to confer the degree of Bachelor of Arts and Bachelor of Science on the graduands presented to you, and on those other graduands of the School of Cognitive and Computing Sciences who've indicated their wish to graduate in absentia at this ceremony.
Thank you. I confer degrees on all those graduates referred to by the Dean. Thank you.
I call upon the Deputy Vice-Chancellor.
My Lord and Chancellor, I will now present to you graduands for the degree of Master of Arts. Christos Agaritsas. Abir Farsoon. Elba Fabiola Lara Vigori. Miriam Namutibi. My Lord and Chancellor, I will now present the graduands for the degree of Master of Business Administration, which is designed and delivered at Roffey Park Management Institute and validated by the University of Sussex. Samantha Jane Allen. Val St. John Capel. Sydney Julia Charles. Affiong Edom. Penelope Ann Eggebrecht. Lois Ann Ellett. Elizabeth Ellen Garrett. Simon David Joseph Breton Gwynn. Linda Janet Martin. Trevor Charles Theobald. Karen Patricia Unwin. My Lord and Chancellor, I will now present to you graduands for the degree of Master of Laws. Oksana Chisenko. My Lord and Chancellor, I will now present to you graduands for the degree of Master in Social Work. Deborah Lynn Bendel. Linda Corbett. Anita Cordell. Julia Louise Hamilton. Kirsten Houtau. Anne-Louise Horn. Nicola Tracy Martin. Dara Kate McGraw. Joanne Louise Nash. Emma Jo Pettiford. Claire Louise Poyner. Angela Ross. Jonathan David Ward. My Lord and Chancellor, I present to you the graduands for the degree of Master of Science. Jane Andrea Edwards. Alex Francesca Glover. David Joseph Labiche. My Lord and Chancellor, I now present to you graduands for the degree of Master of Philosophy in Development Studies. Naoko Akiyama. Yuka Fujino. Kimberly Julia Ann Haynes. Jeremy Todd Canthor. Lee Ching Lim. Alistair Graham Smith. Nadirit Seriseri Rojanakorn. My Lord and Chancellor, I now present to you graduands for the degree of Master of Philosophy. Ian John Matthews. Simon James Mellor. Hima Fatima Raza. My Lord and Chancellor, I present to you graduates for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy. Philip Adamson. Edward William John Anderson. Paraskevi Antonopoulou. Patrick Manuel Belsa. Robert James Brooks. Jane Calvert. Stephen Chong. Nicolaus Christodello. Barbara Ciani. Marcel Julia Criani. Gail Deborah Danvers. Itanu Debray. Athena Deli Georgiopoulou. Panagiotis Diamantopoulos. Claire Angela Donovan. Christine Ann Fessy. Robert Bruce Freeborn. Martin Ronald Goodson. Maria Giulia Grasselli. Rory John Graves. Branwen Sarah Griffith Jones. Benjamin John Haynes. Thomas Richard Hall. Jonathan James Hudson. Jennifer Jalal. Gary Bryan Jones. Stephen Richard Jones. Yasuko Kimura. Sung Suk Lee. Yolan Ling. Robert Douglas George Lowe. Catherine Ann McVarish. Niall Marshall. Sarah Catherine McCallum. Esther Mabratu. David Meckelberg. Patricia Francis Malozzi. Rosemary Amanda Murray. Theodoros Papayannou. Liana Puska. Lucia Quaglia. Mohammed Abdur Razak. Stephen Robinson. Inmaculada Concepcion Rodriguez Medina. John Lomas Russell. Jason Terry Sanderson. Carol Wright Smith. Harriet Ann Stanley. Andrew Paul Stevens. Richard David Torbett. David Jonathan Towsey. Neris Owen Williams. Ayman Gaafar Zohry. My Lord and Chancellor, I present to you for the degree of Bachelor of Arts in the School of Social Sciences, Mirtu Antoniadi. Aaron Healy. Allard Mark Lee. Subuola Onibuje. My Lord and Chancellor, I present to you for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy, David John Boyer York. My Lord and Chancellor, I now ask you to confer on the graduands presented to you and on those graduands who have indicated their wish to graduate in absentia at this ceremony the degrees of Master of Arts, Master of Business Administration, Master of Laws, Master in Social Work, Joint University of Brighton and University of Sussex, Master of Science, Master of Science, Master of Philosophy Development Studies, Master of Philosophy and Doctor of Philosophy.
Thank you, Deputy Chancellor, very much. I confer degrees on all those graduates referred to by the Deputy Vice-Chancellor. Thank you.
I call on Keith Parrott, R.M. Phillips Professor of Science Policy in SPRU, to present Professor Richard Nelson.
My Lord and Chancellor, Professor Richard Nelson is one of the world's leading scholars on the role of science and technology in economic, social and institutional change. He has also been a strong supporter of the development of research and teaching in the field of science and technology policy here in SPRU at Sussex University. Richard is an economist by training. He received his doctoral degree at Yale University in 1956 and taught there for an extended period from 1968 to 1986. He has taught at Oberlin College, Carnegie Mellon Institute and Columbia University, where he is now George Blumenthal Professor of International and Public Affairs. A considerable proportion of Richard's early career was spent at the Rand Corporation in California, and in the early 1960s he spent 2 years with the Council of Economic Advisors to the President in Washington. It is therefore not surprising that he has always been concerned to make the discipline of economics relevant to the solution of real problems. One of his earliest publications developed an economic justification for the public funding of basic research, which is still influential and highly cited today. He has also pioneered the notion of national systems of innovation that has gained wide influence in both academic and policy circles. And now he expresses grave concerns about the growing pressures to privatize what used to be the public knowledge produced in the universities. Richard's concern for realism in economic issues, in economic analysis, also led him in the 1980s to develop, with his colleague Sidney Winter, an evolutionary theory of economic development, which gives a central place to the dynamics of change and to decision-making under conditions of complexity and uncertainty. This influential work has had wide international impact beyond economics on scholars in other social science disciplines with whom he is increasingly cooperating. Dick Nelson's work has been very influential at SPRU. He spent a year's sabbatical here in the early 1970s. Ever since then, he has come to SPRU each year, very often arriving from an overnight transatlantic flight and moving directly into active and positive participation in the annual meeting of the SPRU Advisory Committee. This has been routinely followed by patient and helpful comments to junior staff and doctoral students about their work, and then finishing up with an energetic and competitive game of tennis. My Lord and Chancellor, the world as a whole is indebted to Richard Nelson for his pioneering research. We at Sussex owe him a particular debt. I therefore present to you, for the degree of Doctor of Science honoris causa, Professor Richard Nelson.
I now, by the authority of the Senate and the Council of this university, confer upon you the degree of Doctor of Science honoris causa. Many congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Professor Richard Nelson to address the congregation.
My Lord and Chancellor, this award is truly a great honor for me. It is also a great personal pleasure. The Science Policy Research Unit is one of the several splendid research and teaching units that are the jewels in the crown of this splendid university. It has been my privilege to have worked closely with researchers and students at SPRU for something like 30 years. SPRU has for a long time been my second intellectual home. To be given an honorary degree by SPRU's mother institution just warms me through and through. I'm an economist by initial training. I became an economist because I was interested in the same kinds of questions as Adam Smith wrote about over 200 years ago. What determines the wealth of nations? Why are the standards of living in some societies high and in others miserably poor? What lies behind the amazing advances in labor productivity and in per capita incomes that have been achieved over the last 2 centuries in some societies, but not in others? And why the unevenness of economic progress? Asking questions like these soon led me to a study of technological advance as a process, and this interest of mine soon led me to SPRU, then and now the preeminent world institution studying how scientific advance and technological progress come about, and associated matters of public policy. Those interests also led me into history more generally, into the other social sciences of sociology and political science, into study of various aspects of the law, and to all kinds of intellectual places that lie outside the boundaries of my mother discipline, economics, as these have come to be defined. When Adam Smith was doing his research, his thinking, and his writings, there were no sharp dividing lines across fields of inquiry. A number of the great scholars of the 18th century sometimes worked in what we now call the natural sciences, sometimes in what we now call the social sciences, and they made contributions to what nowadays are discussed in the history of philosophy. The establishment of reasonably well-defined boundaries between different fields of inquiry or science is a relatively recent phenomenon. But many of the most interesting questions defy being placed in one particular field as defined today, and dividing up the subject so that a part is analyzed by one discipline and a part by another does not work very well, if working well means leading to understanding. This is reasonably well recognized in the natural sciences, yet it unfortunately is true that the modern social sciences tend to fight for their turf, discouraging intruders by treating them as know-nothings, and to look askance or worse when those they thought were their own wander into external turf, except unless it is to claim that turf for the mother discipline. The principal excuse for dividing up this intellectual terrain is that it helps in the training of young people who cannot be taught everything all at once, but can be taught to be good physicists or good historians or economists. There surely is something to that argument. In my experience, it is very important to get a particular set of concepts and techniques under strong control. This is important not only to enable one to do work within the self-defined areas of the discipline, it also gives you a set of more general standards for rigorous work and hence leads to care when one is learning the tools of other disciplines. But disciplinary parochialism can be a real trouble when a young scholar exploring a problem follows a lead into territory outside the home turf. These days, the natural sciences are much more flexible in this regard than the social sciences. I regret to say my mother discipline, economics, nowadays tends to be among the most rigid. Over the years, I have had many fine young economists work with me on their dissertations. Many of them have gone on to distinguished careers. But when I was working with them, when they were students, there often was the nagging question about how will this great stuff that they are doing be looked at by my colleagues in the field of economics. Perhaps this is why I generally have felt so comfortable and liberated when I have come on one of my regular visits to Sprue and talk with researchers and students studying and dealing with complex problems, and really not giving a toot whether the way they were analyzing the problems was economics or political science or history, or with a model that they had learned in physics but thought might be transformed to deal with the new subject matter. I gather that this spirit of wrestling with problems, no holds barred, and respecting no intellectual turf boundary lines, and using whatever concepts and techniques might be useful, is the hallmark of much of the University of Sussex, not just Sprue. I was asked to say some words that might be of use to the graduating classes. I've tried to do this. I am sure that all of you come from your training at the University of Sussex well-versed in a particular discipline or field. That's great. But do not take that training as defining boundaries for you, as to marking areas within which you should stay and areas where you should not wander. Most interesting problems do not respect those intellectual boundaries, and neither should you.
Well, Vice-Chancellor, ladies and gentlemen, that's about it. It's lovely outside, the sun's shining. I don't know what you're all doing inside, really. It was a marvellous afternoon for us and for you. And we do offer particular congratulations to those who graduated today. And I would repeat what the Vice-Chancellor said earlier in thanking those families and friends and supporters who've made it possible. But I would also add, if I may, on your behalf, your thanks to the members of the Senate here, to the Vice-Chancellor and to all the staff from whom you have benefited over the past years, who have lavished their wisdom and their kindness and their concern upon you. And I would suggest you might tell them that you think well of them. I envy you very much. I never went to university. I left school when I was 16. There was a war on, and so it wasn't very easy. But I do genuinely think, in the 30, 40 years that I've known of this university, that if I were able to obtain the sufficient A levels to get in, it is Sussex to where I would wish to go. Indeed, 2 of my children were educated here at Sussex. Sussex has its extraordinary reputation in so many particular fields, whether they be science or arts, philosophy, humanities, whatever. But what I love about Sussex also, it is our great boast, and it really is true. It is an international university. The pride that so many of us, which the Vice-Chancellor has referred to already, about our connections with Africa, South Africa in particular, the Mandela scholarships and so on, I think are a wonderful example of the concerns that undergraduates and now graduates have for this university, is that they understand and care about relationships with people from all over the world, all corners, all colours, all kinds, differing beliefs, totally opposition in many areas to things that we might think are the priorities. And in this ambience, you have the opportunity of meeting them, coming to know them, arguing with them, but understanding a sense of responsibility, one human being for another, wherever they are, wherever you are, anywhere on this earth. We, all of us, each have a responsibility for those other people who breathe and live and work on the planet Earth. So I wish you well, as do everyone connected with the university. We hope you've enjoyed your time here. We hope you feel it has been of benefit. We wish you well. We wish you success. We wish you achievement. We wish you happiness. We wish you wealth, if that's what you want and is important. But we also wish you good fortune and good health. And in so doing, I declare this congregation closed.
Thank you.